Okay, so welcome to Thursday evening breathing buddies. We are going to start with an exercise called recovery breath or many small breath holds, and it's kind of a warm-up exercise. So the instructions for this: sit up nice and straight if you can, and I would like you, I'll guide us through this. We'll do this several times. The instruction will be this: to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, and to pinch your nose, but don't squeeze your nose, just block your nostrils. Pinch your nose and hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds. Then breathe through your nose normally for a few breaths. So here we go. First round. When you're ready, breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Then pinch your nose and hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then breathe normally through your nose for a few breaths. So this exercise is really good at normalizing breathing volume. So when we get stressed, we tend to maybe breathe too fast, or sometimes we hold tension and we don't breathe quite enough air. This is a kind of leveler, and it gets us back to breathing an appropriate amount of air. So when you're ready again, breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Then pinch your nose and hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe normally through your nose again. When we breathe through our nose, some interesting things go on, and one of the main things that happens is there's a gas that's not carbon dioxide and not oxygen that the body starts to use. That's nitric oxide. So when we're ready, we'll go again. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Then pinch your nose and hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And breathe normally through your nose. Nitric oxide was only discovered on the exhalation of humans in 1991. It's quite a new discovery, and it's quite a fascinating gas. It plays an important role in keeping the airways open. So here we go again. When you're ready, breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, then pinch your nose and hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And breathe normally through your nose again. So yeah, it's a vasodilator. It opens up the blood vessels in your lungs. And it's also a bronchodilator. It opens up all the airways in your nose and then leading down into your lungs as well. So this is a good exercise for starting to open up the airways. So when you're ready again, breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Pinch your nose and hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then breathe normally through your nose again. Now this gas is only it's only created in quantity, and it's tiny quantities, but it's only created in quantity if we breathe through our nose. If you breathe through your mouth, you don't get the benefits of this, or it's much lower benefit. And yeah, it's as I say, it's very important for keeping the airways open. So when you're ready again, breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Pinch your nose and hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And breathe normally through your nose. Now, so this exercise is called recovery breath. It's really useful if you feel yourself, if you're getting a bit stressed, the kind of way of calming the body down. It's a multi-tool. You can use it at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day. It doesn't really kind of down-regulate and make you feel lethargic in any way. It doesn't up-regulate too much. So you can use it first thing in the morning if you're kind of feeling a little bit like your breathing's not where you want it to be. You can also use it right before bed as a way of calming yourself, ready for sleep. So we'll do one more round. When you're ready, breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Pinch your nose, hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathe normally through your nose. And now just relax, breathe normally however you'd like to. So I'm going to show you now another exercise for opening the airways. And this one is the nose clearing exercise, nose congestion clearing exercise. And it can be a bit of a game changer if you suffer from nasal congestion, if you're always blowing your nose, or if it just feels dry in your nose and you can't seem to get any breath in. For this one, there's kind of one sort of contraindication for this, is you need to be in relatively good health to do this to its full extent. So Group A is for people who are in relatively good health. Group B, if anyone is pregnant, thinks they might be pregnant, has any serious health conditions, if you have heart disease, high blood pressure, kidney disease, diabetes, if you've had recent surgery, we can still do this exercise. You just need to kind of take it a little bit easier. So the instruction for this is, as in the previous one, you're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Then you pinch your nose, hold your breath, and you've got to nod your head. Now, if you're in group A, you keep nodding your head for as long as you can. Let that air hunger build up inside so you really start to feel like you really want to take another breath. Then at the point that you choose, maybe after 20, 25 nods of your head, take a breath in through your nose. Hopefully, you'll feel an immediate kind of relief in terms of your how clear your nose feels. If you're in group B, I'd like you to still do the exercise, but the moment you feel like you want to take another breath, do so. Don't push it. Don't feel like you're forcing anything. Okay, so when you're ready, breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, and pinch your nose, nod your head. Don't worry, we're all doing it together. And keep going as long as you can, based on whichever group you're in. And when it's time for you to stop, breathing through your nose and see if that has made any difference to, yeah, there we go. Excellent. Right. So what we need to do now, when we hold our breath for a long time, what's happening? The feeling of air hunger, the reason it arises is that the concentration of carbon dioxide is building up in the blood. That's what drives you to take the next breath. It's not a reduction in the amount of oxygen in your body. It's a rise in the amount of carbon dioxide. So that feeling of air hunger is just your body saying, "Hey, carbon dioxide's we need to exhale and we need to get rid of some carbon dioxide." Um, so when we've done an exercise like this, we now need to let the body just settle for a minute before we do it again. This exercise, the more you practice some of the oxygen advantage methods, the more effective this exercise becomes, the longer it lasts. And so that basically, the longer you can hold your breath for and nod your head, the better this exercise works. So if this is useful to you, it's a motivation to do some of the other exercises we'll be doing. So let's do it one more time. When you're ready, breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Pinch your nose and nod your head. If nodding your head doesn't work, if it makes your neck hurt, you can also rock side to side. Just get some kind of movement into your body. And then when you're ready, take a breath in through your nose. Oh, everyone's doing very well here. Excellent. Well, hopefully now, for those two exercises, you're breathing nice and clear. That's it, yeah. Um, right, so let's now go into some nice down regulation. What I'd like you to do is sit with one hand on your chest, the other hand just above your belly button, around your diaphragm. If it serves you, you can close your eyes or keep them open, whatever works for you. And don't change anything about your breathing patterns to begin with. Just become aware of how your breathing it feels right now. Which hand is moving? Are both hands moving? Is one hand moving more than the other? Is the breath moving deep into your abdomen, or is it high in your chest? Can you feel any other movement? Is your shoulders moving? Now, I would like you to concentrate on the feeling of the air as it moves in and out of your nose. Slightly cooler air on the inhalation, warmer air as you exhale it. The nose does a brilliant job of conditioning the air on the way to the lungs to get it to the right temperature, right humidity. Make sure it's as clean as it can be. So again, focusing on the feeling of the air as it moves in and out through your nose. Cooler air entering your nose on each inhalation, the warmer air on each exhalation. Now that you're aware of how you're breathing, the instruction for this exercise, which is called breathe light, is to try to breathe a little bit less air than you are right now. So maybe try to breathe 70% of the air you would breathe in a standard inhalation. It's quite a loose instruction. You're going to have to find a way of doing that. So that could be slowing the breath down. Could be just stopping the diaphragm from moving down quite as much as it normally does. And what we want to do here is to cultivate a feeling of light air hunger, and wants to be a tolerable amount of air hunger. If at any point during this you start to feel anxious, your breathing starts to become erratic, just take a step back. We don't need to push this at all. It should not feel uncomfortable, or should not feel overly uncomfortable. We're looking for, air hunger is a little bit of discomfort by its nature, but we want to find it a tolerable edge. Kind of got to ride the air hunger. I think of this like surfing. Start riding the wave of air hunger. The benefit, as I'll come around to in a minute, comes from riding this wave. We don't want to get knocked over by the wave, nor do we want to sit behind the wave. So again, if you're not feeling the air hunger, try and breathe a little less air. And what we're doing here is we're allowing the concentration of carbon dioxide in the body to increase slightly. We have chronic over-breathing, hyperventilation across society because we all live very stressful lives. And we don't know how to breathe correctly. There's a whole host of problems that arise because of over-breathing. As carbon dioxide increases in your blood, it also acts as a vasodilator. It opens up blood vessels. It opens up the blood vessels, taking oxygenated blood to the brain. So by slowing down the breathing and breathing a little less air, you give the brain a little kick of oxygen. This is also the exercise that if you have cold hands and feet and you practice this regularly, you can learn to warm your hands and feet. Now, if you're feeling the air hunger, this is a good thing. It means you're doing the exercise properly, or that it's working. If you're unsure if you're getting the air hunger, don't change anything about what you're doing right now, but just block one nostril. Keep breathing at exactly the same rate you are. And then slow the rate of breathing down a little bit more. It's a very simple instruction to breathe a little bit less air, but it's actually quite difficult to walk the edge that I was talking about. And you can use this exercise as a measure of your concentration. For how long can you keep your mind on the idea of breathing a little bit less air than you normally would. Okay. So now you can leave your hands where they are. You can put them back on your lap. We're just going to move straight into the next exercise. So I'm going to guide the pace of the breathing now. I'd like you to breathe as deeply as you can into the bottom of your lungs using your diaphragm. And I'm going to count as inhaling for a count of 4, then exhaling for a count of 6. When we extend the exhalation, we engage the parasympathetic nervous system, which relaxes the body. And when we slow the breathing down, the pace will be something around 1 count per second, but about 6 breaths per minute is perfect for breathing efficiency, and it's also another way of calming the body. It engages the vagus nerve, which again tells the body it's safe and relaxed. And when you think that most of us are breathing probably between 10 and 14 breaths per minute at rest, 6 breaths per minute is what we want to be aiming for. So we're going to try and get in sync here. So what I'd like to do is exhale, then breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, out. Now carry on at your own pace. You can either keep kind of counting or just focus on extending the exhalation. And now, as you are in this hopefully more relaxed state, I'd like you to add in the air hunger if possible. So can you now, with this slower rate of breathing, this extended exhalation, can you breathe a little less air again? Can you reduce the amount of air you're breathing down to about 70%? When we do this, we're pushing all the right buttons. We are engaging the parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest. We're allowing carbon dioxide to begin to pool in the blood, This causes blood vessels to dilate, get improved oxygen delivery to the brain, which is one of the reasons it makes you feel relaxed. When we overbreathe, we breathe out too much carbon dioxide, blood vessels constrict, and oxygen delivery to the brain is reduced. It can give you essentially brain fog. This will also cause the blood vessels in your hands and feet to dilate as well. So I wonder if your hands and feet are feeling any warmer than they were at the beginning of the session. Okay, we're nearing the end now. So what we'll do, one last little exercise, which is a great one to do if you can't quite relax right at the end of the day, or you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't get back to sleep. It's called the physiological sigh. So we're just kind of going to imitate what a sigh is. So what we do is we breathe in and then top it up a little bit more and then exhale it out. So again, breathe in, top it up, let it out. One more time, breathe in, top it up, let it out. Okay, if you haven't already, you can open your eyes. Thank you for joining me for this, the first Thursday evening breathing buddies.